Hello friends, my name is Radha Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic, role of a Scrum Master. Friend, today's topic is very interesting and very important if you are studying project management and agile methodology, if you are studying in university or you are planning to give exam of project management. So friend, this is a very important topic that you must have to know, because with reference to exam point of view, you will definitely see this topic in the exam if you are studying agile methodology or Scrum. So you must have to know, your concept should be very clear about a role of a Scrum Master, because you will definitely see this topic in the exam. Secondly, friend, if you are a professional manager of projects, so again this is very important that you must have to know that what is the role of a Scrum Master, how to manage the projects with respect to Scrum Master, and what is his role and how to behave, how to act like a Scrum Master. So friend, let's just start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's just start. Role of Scrum Master. Okay, first of all, friends, see, we have to understand what does it mean by Scrum. Okay, then we can go for a Scrum Master. Friend, see, the Scrum is basically a framework. It comes from Agile methodology. It is the framework which implements the Agile methodology. Agile methodology means, friend, that Agile methodology is basically based on the incremental approach. What we do in incremental approach, like we deliver the things incrementally. Like if we compare it with the waterfall model, in waterfall model all the things will be delivered at once. Okay, however in the agile methodology we deliver the things incrementally, and the product evaluate with the passage of time. So right now we are talking about project management, and Scrum is basically a topic related to managing the projects of software. Okay, now see friend, here what does it mean by incremental. See friend, let's take an example of the e-commerce solution. For example, if you are implementing e-commerce solution using the waterfall model, so what happened, like for example, let's assume that there are 40 tasks which we have to deliver to customer. So in the waterfall model, what happened, that we will plan, then develop, then test, and then deliver it to the customer. So all the 40 tasks will be developed first, then test, and then deliver it to the customer at once in the waterfall model. This is the waterfall model. Now if we talk about the agile methodology, agile basically says that we deliver the things incrementally, and with the passage of time it evaluates. Okay, for example, what we do, like in the agile, we will deliver the things. For example, only first 10 tasks will be developed and then deliver it to the customer, then get his feedback, and then deliver it again to the customer. So eventually what happened, that with the passage of time we are delivering more tasks to the customer, and the product is evaluating, and at some passage of time, at some level of time, it reach to some level which is acceptable for the customer. So that is called as the concept of agile methodology. Now the Scrum basically says, friend, a Scrum is a concept in which things divide things based on a sprint. Take the same example of the e-commerce solution. If there are 40 tasks which we have to deliver to the customer, and if we use the approach of a Scrum, so what we do in this Scrum approach, we basically divide the work in, for example, we can divide the work in 4 sprints, and each sprint will contain 10 tasks each. Okay, so and a sprint means a time box, like 3 to 4 weeks time period. So each sprint will contain 10 tasks, and we have to complete 10 tasks in each sprint. For example, there are 4 sprints, and each sprint contain 10 tasks. So first we complete 10 tasks, like plan, develop, test the first 10 tasks and deliver it to the customer, then get his feedback, and in the next sprint we complete the next 10 tasks and incorporate the feedback of customer, then sprint 3, and then a sprint 4. When we is reach to sprint 4, all the 40 tasks will be completed and all the feedbacks of customer will also be incorporated. So in that approach, basically friend, we get the feedback of customer at a very early stage, and it is customer will be more happy because he is getting the things at a very early stage. So this is more acceptable for customer. Also the team is also very happy because the among coordination collaboration among the team member is also very strong in this type of collaboration, in this type of approach. Now friend, if you can understand the concept of a scrum, we can now talk about role of a scrum master. Friend, role of a scrum master is basically, in short, a scrum methodology works like the product owner submit a request and the development team breaks it down to smaller pieces, also known as sprint. A sprint consists of reiterative and collaborative development and testing procedure in a fast-paced environment and ideally create a more efficient product lifecycle. Friend, that's it is talking about the scrum approach which we have already discussed. Friend, basically role of a scrum master means that using the best practices of a scrum framework and implementation of a scrum framework, basically by using the scrum methodology, by using the scrum framework, we are implementing the projects. Okay, so that is the person who are using the approach of scrum framework to manage the project, to execute the project. He is known as scrum master. Now what is the role of the scrum master? Friend, the role of a scrum master is basically, first of all, whenever we are implementing projects using the scrum framework, there are basically three roles are there. First one is the product owner who brings the requirements, who brings the project, basically who tells us that what is the role, what is the requirement actually for a project. The next one is a scrum master, who basically a person is called as the facilitator, who removes the obstacles, who knows the best practices of a scrum, and he implement the scrum framework among the team. The third role is the team. Basically team is a person, team is a role, who are like software engineer, software designer. They are very having good control in the scrum framework. So these are the three roles. Now if we talk about role of a scrum master is a person who basically clear the obstacle. For example, I just given you an example. For example, requirement is not clear, you need something from the customer, you need something internally from the team member, and let's assume, so basically his role is to clear the obstacle which are arising in a project. First of his role is that, uh, then establish environment which is workable, like everyone should feel comfortable and effectively can work in that environment. The team dynamics should be addressed by the scrum master. Also he should have to ensure that the relationship between the team, product owner, and outside the team member should be very good. This is also a role of a scrum master. Protecting the team from outside interruption and distraction. For example, whatever the distractions are coming from outside means, like for example, any problems are arising from any third party vendor, for example anything which is outside the coming, and it's distracting and it's basically taking time. So he tries his level best to avoid these types of situation and tries to save the time of team. So role of a scrum master with reference to, if we talk about with reference to product owner, he basically find methods to effectively manage the product backlog. Basically all you can imagine this as a register which contains the requirements of a product. Communicate owner's wish list to the product team. Average and optimize product backlog. Organization event as necessary. Basically friend, as a scrum master you have to work with product owner. Whatever the requirement he is telling you, you have to effectively communicate it to the team, and your role is to just that to work with product owner and with team, and you are basically a facilitator among the product owner and the team. Basically this is your role as a scrum master. Whatever he is telling you, whatever the things are coming from customer, you have to properly communicate it to the team, and you have to ensure that the team is working properly as per the requirement, as per the Scrum framework. With reference to organization, your role is to lead and coach Scrum adoption, whatever the Scrum framework or Scrum guidelines. Scrum implementation is also your role. Implement changes and steps to increase the team's productivity. Collaborate with other Scrum Master to improve the methodology effectively. So, friend, basically, as a Scrum Master, you have to work with product owner. Also, you have to ensure that whatever the best practices of a Scrum, you have to implement it. You have to make sure that whenever we are working and using the Scrum framework, the team should follow the guidelines and best practices of a Scrum, and you have to make sure that there should not be any obstacles, any problems among the team, or if there's any problems, issues, any obstacle or showstoppers are there. So as a Scrum Master, you have to ensure that to remove them so that the team can work properly and team can deliver the things accordingly. Friends, so your role as a Scrum Master is basically a facilitator for the product owner and for the team. Okay, so this is your role as a Scrum Master. So you have to work for a product facilitator for product owner, you have to work as a facilitator for the team, for the organization, and you have to make sure that the best practice of a Scrum should be properly implemented during the implementation of project by using this Scrum framework. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thank you, thanks a lot for your time.